Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Kajuri Alameen, and I want to speak briefly about grief and loss. Grief and loss. There are a lot of people right now in these very unique times that we are dealing with that are dealing with a lot of grief. And grief and loss runs hands in hands. One of the definitions of grief is a deep sorrow. Let me say this again, a deep sorrow. I didn't say a shallow sorrow, a deep sorrow. One of the definitions of loss is the fact of losing something or someone. The fact of losing something and someone. In these very unique times that we're dealing with, there's been a lot of recent loss that has manifested in a lot of people's lives lately. Jobs, loved ones, friends, or people who you thought were friends, self-esteem. All these things can play a role in your human development, I like to call it. And a lot of people are grieving over these things. So I want to encourage you to understand and respect. You're going to go through some interesting times. Don't let it make you feel abnormal. Grief and loss is very real. Deal with it to the best of your ability. If you're losing someone, lost something, own it. You ain't got to stay stuck there, but you want to take your time and heal with it. However you're feeling about grief and loss, you be there with that. Don't let nobody rush you that you should be through this by now, or you shouldn't be grieving over this by now. Like I say, grief comes in more ways than death. Like I say, I mean, you get people are grieving over their pets. There's something wrong with that. Grief and loss. Once again, grief is a deep sorrow, and loss is the fact of losing something or someone. We got a lot of uncertainty ahead of us that's coming up lately, or coming up early, or coming up now. We don't know how the economy is going to turn out. Example, that's real. People got to feed their families. They got mortgages to pay. They got rent to pay. They got car notes to pay. So you have a lot of things going on, ladies and gentlemen. So I would encourage you to. I had an old man tell me one time, you can eat an elephant one day at a time. That's a big animal. So get you a nugget a day. Don't try to get the whole elephant. Get you a nugget a day. And wherever you may be in that process, like I say, own it. Deal with it the best of your ability. Please remember not to forget that everything we deal with in life, good, bad, happy, sad, up and down, hot and cold, in and out, the lie, the truth, it's all temporary, not everlasting. So sometimes when we are dealing with grief and loss, ladies and gentlemen, sometimes you can get to a very, very dark place that nobody understands, or somebody going to judge you. I want to encourage you to work through that. You know where you are. If you're grieving over something or someone, deal with it. If you lost someone or something, it's okay. It's okay. Take your time and heal with it, but own it. Don't deny it. Because one of the things I've learned, I've been in the mental health for a long time, ladies and gentlemen, 39 years. I did a lot of groups in these 39 years. So, and I say private thoughts. That's a whole different way of living, because we all got a public side and we all got a private side. But I'm talking about when you by yourself. Whether nobody will know whether you're telling the truth or whether you're telling a lie but you. That's a whole different way of healing. So when you by yourself, where are you at in that process with your grief and loss? How are you dealing with your grief and loss? Is there anything you need to own? Is there anything you need to disown as it relates to your grief and loss? But wherever you are, ladies and gentlemen, like I say, life is interesting. We are passing through. We're not going to pass away. So whatever you're dealing with, embrace it. Remember not to forget to let it make you better, not bitter. And please don't let nobody rush you or where you should be. Like I say, 6 plus 3 is 9. 5 plus 4 is 9, I should say. 8 plus 1 is 9. So we can all look at the same picture and get a different view. Like I said, there's your truth, there's my truth, and there's the truth. So don't let nobody judge you about where you should be or what you shouldn't be feeling. They're not in your experience. Please, man, please, sir. I continue to see this damage a lot of people. What somebody else said, what I heard on this video, or what I heard on this CD, or what they said, it has nothing to do with your experience. It has nothing to do with you. So please, ma'am, wherever you are in the process, be there, because that's a part of your healing. Grief and loss, wherever you are in that process, be there in the process. And in time, on time and with time, you will heal. And only you will know that, because once again, everything we do in this life, ladies and gentlemen, to make it stick and stay, to make it stay and stick, has to come from the inside out and not the outside in. Thank you so very kindly.